There's a silent rule no one tells you. Women don't fall for kindness. They fall for presence, power, the kind of man who doesn't need them but chooses them. The world has lied to you. It told you to be sweet, polite, soft. But softness without power is not attractive. It's forgettable. You thought being nice would win her heart, that the more available you were, the more loyal, the more obedient, the more she'd love you. But deep inside, she was pulling away. Why? Because women don't want safety. They want intensity. They want unpredictability. They want a man who carries danger, not violence, not chaos, but the ability to say no, to walk away, to disappear. A man who holds power in his silence, who doesn't explain himself, who can lead, not just follow instructions. Carl Jung called it the integration of the shadow. When a man accepts his darker nature, his anger, his dominance, his ambition, not to abuse, but to control it, to own it. Because the man who denies his shadow is a shell, polite, smiling, and hollow. She'd test you. She'd provoke you. She'd push you emotionally, not to destroy you, but to feel your strength. A woman doesn't want to dominate a man. She wants to surrender to one she respects. And if you keep being soft, compliant, and overly available, you lose her at the level of instinct. The man she obsesses over is not perfect. He's dangerous, but controlled, capable of detachment, emotionally strong. Here's the truth. A man who's always available becomes invisible. A man who always agrees becomes boring. A man who fears conflict is never respected. You think love is about being nice, but the deepest form of attraction lives in polarity, tension, in power dynamics. When she feels your spine, she feels safe. Not because you're weak and soft, but because you're grounded and immovable. You want her to love you? Don't chase. Become the storm. The moment you stop being afraid of losing her is the moment she becomes afraid of losing you. A woman's attraction isn't shaped by comfort. It's shaped by contrast, emotional tension, psychological depth. The coldness you show creates a space where she projects her own fantasies. It's in that space, in that silence, that her emotions grow louder. A man who is emotionally still becomes a mirror. He reflects nothing, so she sees everything. Her hopes, her doubts, her desire to be the exception. This isn't manipulation. This is polarity. Carl Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." Most men are unaware of the unconscious signals they send: neediness, validation seeking, over-explaining. And women are biologically wired to detect these signs. They feel them before you speak. When you stop explaining yourself, stop seeking reassurance, and start living with purpose, you remove the feminine instinct to test you. Every time you pass her test with silence instead of defense, with presence instead of panic, you become the man her nervous system recognizes as rare. Not because you chase her, but because you can walk away. A man who walks slowly, speaks less, and listens deeply becomes unpredictable. And unpredictability breeds obsession. The mystery of your internal world is more attractive than any compliment or gift. This is why being emotionally cold isn't cruelty. It's clarity. It tells her, "I'm not afraid of losing you." And in that moment, she's no longer sure if she could bear to lose you. Remember this. Women crave safety, but they're drawn to danger. Not physical harm, psychological challenge. A man who doesn't collapse at the first sign of conflict. A man who doesn't flinch when she withdraws. That's the man who keeps her attention. Don't be the man who floods her with emotion. Be the one who lets her sit in hers. When you are cold, still, calm, you are fire to the emotional feminine. not because you burn her, but because you don't get burned. She will chase your warmth only when she knows you can take it away. And here lies the truth. The more you make her feel, the less you reveal. The man who is cold is not heartless. He is selective. His attention is earned, not given. His warmth is a privilege, not a default. And this is why she cannot forget him. Women don't fall in love with men who are always available. They fall for the ones who are present but distant, kind but not eager, interested but not impressed. Because in that paradox, they feel the thrill of uncertainty, and that thrill is addictive. When she doesn't know exactly where she stands with you, her mind keeps returning to you. You become the question she can't answer, and humans are obsessed with answering what is uncertain. This is why silence is louder than any text. Why walking away without explanation is more powerful than paragraphs. Your detachment triggers her attachment. Your control ignites her curiosity. Your stillness forces her to reflect. She begins to question herself, not because you attacked her, but because you didn't chase her. She wonders, why isn't he trying to fix this? Did I lose him? Was he ever mine? These thoughts build tension, and tension builds desire. In a world full of men who beg, explain, apologize, and prove, be the one who disappears. Not to hurt her, but to remind her that your presence is rare, that your love isn't a bargain, it's a standard, that your emotions are not for sale. This isn't about being cruel, it's about being sovereign. A man who governs himself is a man no woman can manipulate, and that is what she truly respects. That is what she secretly wants. You are not here to please her. You are here to be a man she cannot replace. So remember, don't overtalk, don't overgive, don't overexpress. Let her feel the absence of your chaos. Let her realize that your calm is her storm. When you stop chasing, she starts thinking. When you stop explaining, she starts imagining. And when you stop caring too much, she starts to care more than ever. Be the fire she feels, not the heat she controls. Because in the end, she will only love you when she believes you could leave at any moment.